Good morning, Chuds. Today we are reviewing a chess game. We have Farcinator from South Africa at the bottom playing white, and some random, I believe this is Osama bin Laden on the top here. And we're going to analyze this game. 5 minutes blitz, rapid. First move, absolutely terrible. You are at 500 elo. Why the fuck are you opening with e4? There are artards who study this line for 15, 20, 30 years. At 500, you're going to have some little nerd absolutely destroy you because they actually know this line, or even worse, a smurf who knows every single variation of this move. So we're off to a terrible start. You are white. You need to be taking advantage of that by playing a single weird line. That's how you get easily to 1200, 1300. When you're on white, use that advantage. Play an offline that nobody knows except you, and you will win 90% of the time as white, which will incredibly boost your win rate. So this is a terrible opening by black. You don't want to bring the knight out. You want to bring out pawn out first. Nobody told this guy. So this is a blunder, actually. You see you're opening up for the king. Now you might be able to do something like this if they went e5, but clearly you're a schizophrenic having a hallucination. They did not play e5, they brought out their knight. You need to learn to adjust, clearly. You are Googling the moves that you're trying to play, and I could only see this working out poorly for you. Okay, so now this individual has decided to sack a pawn and come into the move that you were playing against. Kind of trying to make up the line. Absolutely disgusting. And you naturally tank because, hey, free pawn! Now that he has it defended. And obviously he's going to take with a knight. Easy. So, knowing your aggressive playstyle, if you're in this position, you would probably either go d4 or knight to g3, and you do the worst of the two moves. Absolutely not surprising at all. At this elo, pretty much anything could happen. Pretty popular to bring the bishop out for no reason at all. Also less popular, but may just decide to take it, though he doesn't seem that aggressive. If he was that aggressive, probably would have brought out d5. Goes d6, so this is basically sacking a knight. Definitely have some good moves here. But yeah, taking the knight is definitely the best move, which you do. Okay, so you do understand that this is a game where you're trying to checkmate your opponent. You're working towards that goal, and he's naturally gonna take back. He does. Now you have a lot of moves here, right? You have that check, you can get him into a bad pawn position, which you don't really need. You could just take advantage that you have the better positioning here and be able to move up d3, d4, and be able to give yourself a good starting position finally. And you decide to throw your queen out for absolutely no reason at all. So you didn't spend much time thinking about it. Maybe you should have. But this is a terrible move, and you should kill yourself. And he randomly plays his bishop, and one of, if not the worst spots possible. You never know if he can get a discovered check on the h2 pawn, if only, 4 pieces got moved. And you bring out your bishop here. This is a good little threat. He's probably going to see it, but you may be versing a blind individual, or perhaps somebody with severe Down syndrome, and they may not see it. And they do defend it in the worst way possible. Was not expecting that, would not have guessed that, but they do at least allow themselves to castle, which would only bring them further into danger. And you continue the aggression. King beginning to look a little bit exposed. Get your bishop up. Sure, that'll come in handy. He decides to take discovered check on h2. You take the knight, An absolute genius here decides to push his pawn forward. He'll never move his queen, As you move your queen, Okay, well, you're still threatening to take on f7. Now, you've managed to get yourself into a good position by pure luck. And he gives you a check here. That's not a very good move. This is not developing the queen. He really needs to be working on moving things up better, but at least he is taking advantage. Natural move. Defending, keeping castle. You are going to lose that bishop. Unfortunate. Unfortunately for him, it leaves a certain move pretty wide open, so it's not really a blunder, which you easily managed to find. Luckily, you did not have dementia and randomly forget about it. He's forced to move his king, and you do find another check. This is a fine move. Is it the best move? It's a good move.
Where the charity sleeps, and I'm the only one, and I goon alone.
This is an interesting line. You're able to do a lot here as black. Blocking with the bishop definitely changes things. This is almost a computer move, I would say. This is not something that a lot of people should be doing. And naturally, you managed to take that pawn back. You now have the bigger half of the board. Blocks with the bishop again. I don't hate that. It's a terrible move, but I personally do not hate that. Because it allows him to castle. Yes, it puts his bishop on e7 in danger. If he does castle, nothing's defending it. Nothing's attacking it yet. But obviously good players are going to see pretty easily that could change. It also sacks a rook. King has very few places to go, and he chooses the worst of the defense. Now, you typically don't want to trade a queen, but when your queen's on h6, which might as well be hell, you might genuinely want to exchange it just to get it off of that terrible tile. You decide to castle here. Okay. You could have moved the knight and kept your king in the middle, where it would have been safer, because now he get a check on c5 with the bishop, and also on e3 with the queen. Block with the rook. This is a good move. Moves down the queen. This is a panic, okay? This is a man who has realized that he's wasted 2.5 minutes. And he's going to have to do something. But there's nothing there. You can't do anything with it. Block with the bishop. Don't love it, but it's good. Especially because you have the rook. Running the king. Runs the king to the middle. That's like the Levy move. This is like a guy who's absolutely like 40 years old, no girlfriend, no love, no job, no money, watches Gotham chess and Kai Cenat, and says, if you're ever losing, run your king up the board. Which he does, and sacks a couple more pieces. He then decides to give up because he's too scared. He wants to rub his king off the board. And he gets too scared when he goes into no man's land. You find a nice check here. And there's a really good move here you can do. You don't find it, but here, probably in the game just the same. I really hope you don't blunder. Sometimes I wish I was a check here. He's out of options. I'm not sure what he's going for. You waste a couple minutes thinking somewhere along here. And moving up, discover check, just simple development, just decides to sack a queen. So this is an individual who has given up, maybe hoping for stalemate, maybe he's just pressing buttons. And you managed to get him to resign at the loss of his bishop. I guess, you know, he just loves those white bishops so much, even on the black side. Overall, this was a terrible game. You don't know what you're doing, but you managed to come out on top. Just like me when I'm with your mom.